I almost didn't know what I wanted to say. I was almost scared.
Selena Gomez just shocked the courtroom with disturbing truths about what Diddy did to a young Justin Bieber. Her voice trembled. She was visibly shaken, but her message was clear. What happened behind closed doors wasn't just inappropriate, it was criminal.
Flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. Rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one? And he was like, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager. And was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again. And he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freakoff, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
And then you have them come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room somewhere?
We were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private part.
Diddy's trial kicked off on May 5th, 2025 in New York City. Jury selection took days. The charges, racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, kidnapping, obstruction of justice. If convicted, Diddy could spend the rest of his life in prison. The courtroom has heard chilling testimonies already. Victims describing forced acts, bribes, threats, and a violent power structure designed to keep them silent. But no one was prepared for what Selena Gomez had to say. She brought up the infamous video Diddy in 2009 saying Justin Bieber, just 15 at the time, would be spending 48 hours with him. Diddy joked it was a 15-year-old's dream. That video resurfaced. And suddenly everything changed. Selena said she always felt something was off, that Justin would avoid talking about that time, that he seemed uncomfortable even hearing Diddy's name. She explained how people around them warned her to stay away. They protect each other, she remembered being told. No one will believe you. As her statement ended, the courtroom was frozen. Even Diddy, who had been defiant all week, looked pale. That moment cracked the case wide open. Meanwhile, prosecutors have built a mountain of evidence. We're talking over 63 civil lawsuits, FBI raids, and a long list of celebrity witnesses. But it's the testimonies that sting the most. Cassie Ventura was the first domino. She accused Diddy of years of abuse and freak-off parties that included drugs, escorts, and coerced acts. One male escort testified Diddy would sit in the corner and watch, recording everything. The 2016 hotel assault video confirmed what Cassie said all along. It shows Diddy violently attacking her. That clip, released in May 2024, flipped public perception. He wasn't just a bad boyfriend, he was dangerous. Diddy's defense claims all relationships were consensual, that he lived a swinger lifestyle. But prosecutors painted a darker picture. Coercion, threats, control. Cassie wasn't alone. Another woman, listed as Jane Doe 2, told the court she was trafficked across state lines, forced into encounters under the threat of violence. And then there's the baby oil. When the FBI raided Diddy's homes in 2024, they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Investigators believe it was tied to his freak-off events, days-long parties involving drugs, cameras, and abuse. The media made memes, but for the victims, it wasn't funny. It was confirmation. Selena's courtroom appearance added fuel to an already raging fire. Her courage sparked headlines and raised new questions. Why did so many celebrities stay silent? Who else knew? Let's talk about Usher. When he was 13, he moved in with Diddy. Yes, 13. He later said Diddy's home was full of women and constant partying. I was curious, Usher admitted, but when asked if he'd send his own kid to Diddy's house, he said, hell no. Diddy had a pattern, targeting young stars under the guise of mentorship. Usher, Bieber, others unnamed. The power dynamic was always the same. Diddy was in control, and now he's losing that control fast. In February 2025, producer Lil Rod filed a lawsuit that may end Diddy's empire for good. He accused Diddy of sexual assault, drugging, and using hidden cameras to record celebrities and politicians without their consent. Lil Rod says Diddy kept tapes on everyone: Stevie J, politicians, even record executives. According to the lawsuit, Diddy showed Lil Rod a sex tape of Stevie J with another man. Everyone does this, Diddy allegedly said. It's normal. Rod also described a disturbing incident. He woke up naked, dizzy, and surrounded by sex workers after Diddy allegedly drugged him. He was traumatized, but it wasn't just him. The lawsuit says Diddy flew in underage girls, made them sign NDAs, and used his staff to clean up everything. Even neighbors testified. They said buses would arrive at 3 a.m. full of young girls. It gets wild, one said. He does too much. Selena's testimony combined with these lawsuits is breaking the industry silence. Diddy's been protected for decades by fame, money, and fear, but not anymore. Joy Dickerson Neal's story from 1991 proves this has been going on for years. She accused Diddy of drugging and raping her after dinner in Harlem. She didn't report it at the time, too scared, too ashamed, but later she found out Diddy had secretly recorded the assault and showed it to others. Everyone's seen it, a friend told her. That betrayal broke her. Then there's the 1999 club shooting. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were there. A fight broke out. Gunshots followed. 3 people were injured. 1 woman shot in the face. Diddy fled the scene. A gun was found in his car. He was charged with bribery and illegal weapons possession, but got off. His protege, rapper Shine, wasn't so lucky. He went to prison. One of the victims still insists Diddy pulled the trigger. I saw him, she said. He shot me. Shine later said Diddy betrayed him, called a witness to testify against him in court. The witness said Diddy had no gun, but Shine was convicted. Diddy walked. This pattern repeats. Diddy escapes. Others pay. Until now. Today, the fallout is everywhere. Howard University revoked his honorary doctorate. New York rescinded his key to the city. Radio stations are editing his name out of tracks. Bad Boy Entertainment is all but dead. The documentary, The Fall of Diddy, aired just before the trial began. And more exposés are coming because every day another victim speaks. Another tape surfaces. Another person decides they're done being silent. Even comedians are turning on him. Cat Williams said Diddy invited him to parties 4 times, offering $50 million. Williams refused. He now jokes about the baby oil. That's why God gave me eczema, he says. I can't use baby oil. But for victims, it's not a joke. And neither is Justin Bieber's pain. Justin's reps issued a statement. Justin is not among Diddy's victims, but others were hurt. We support them. That's a powerful message. It means Justin believes something happened, even if he wasn't personally harmed. And that silent support speaks volumes. The trial isn't over. More witnesses are coming. More evidence is on the way. But the verdict is already in when it comes to Diddy's legacy. He's done. He tried to bury the truth, but now he's the one getting buried.